Heyo everybody, Haku here with my top 10 favorite characters in all of Tower of God. Now, if you would like to see my favorites number 25 through 11, the link to part 1 of this will be in the description, like usual, for these top 25 things. But for this one, I'm going to get into my top 10 and hopefully go a little bit more into detail about why I like each one. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy. Also, with what I'm doing with the pictures and transitions and stuff, I talked about that pretty thoroughly, so I'm not going to go over it again in this part, but I went over it pretty thoroughly in the first part. So if you didn't tell me there, if you like it that way, or you have any suggestions and you want to tell me if you have any suggestions, feel free to do it in this video as well, or in this video if you didn't in the other video. I kind of got lost in the middle of that sentence. Oh yeah, so I hope you all enjoy. Let's go ahead and get into the list. So my 10th favorite character is RoRo. He's just got a really neat design. I think it was a little silly at first, but it really came together when he showed up in part 2. He just, I really love his whole teacher sort of personality. He's not the type that seems like he'd be a teacher, but he works as a really good teacher and sort of like the sensei mentor for Kunrock and Bomb, and I really like that. Also, I find RoRo's powers very interesting, and of course he was the first person really that we saw, well, the first that we saw using Shinsu in the way that he did, and explaining Shinsu and explaining a lot of the things in the tower to us. So for me, he was there from the start. He was the sensei for both the characters and the readers. So very much love RoRo. Number 9 is Shiftless. I absolutely love this character. I thought I would hate him at first, but he is a great, weak character. One of those characters that doesn't seem like they have much to them, but then he has a ton to his personality and abilities, and he has abilities beyond just fighting. And it's done so well with him. Beyond that, I absolutely love his relationship with Hatsu and with Anak. It's really awesome. I absolutely love that team and how we focus on them a lot from the beginning. And of course, I think I'm with everyone in saying I'm excited for seeing that team and Andrasi and everyone again. So, looking forward to the next time we see Shiftless. Number 8 for me is Elora. And I think it would be Eurasia Elora is his true full name, I believe. He's from a branch family of the Eurasia family. And it's so cool the way his powers are really so interesting. And I always love the character as well. It's another archetype I like. Sort of like the Shikamaru from Naruto type character, where he's just he's calm and he doesn't really care much about what they're doing, but he's talented underneath all of that. He's talented, he's just not as devoted to what he's doing to match his talents. So I just think it's a really cool character. I love the quirks with the pillow and blanket and everything, and the design looks cool. I really like him in part 2. So, and in part 1, he was one of my favorites because of his fight during the crown game with Anak, which I thought was amazing. So, I really love Elora. Number 7 for me is the king of badasses, Johannsson. Johannsson is just such a badass. From what we've seen and what we found out from SIU, he has all of these different techniques and powers. He was the one that taught Bomb all of his long range Shinsu techniques that we see him use now, that he uses occasionally, but he doesn't. The reason he uses mostly his powers that he copied from You'll Love and other powers like that, or the power to stop people he learned from watching, I think it was Quant. Because he uses most of those because Bomb doesn't like to use the powers he learned from Jinsung and Johannsson. But I just love it. I love how that's where Bomb got these cool powers. that Johannsson is just this genius wave controller, anima, and he knows the Wansolsa and Donsolsa powers as well. It's just so cool seeing a character that knows all of that together. Number 6 is our protagonist, 25th Bomb, or Jovial Grace. Now, I'm usually not a big protagonist fan. I usually like the side characters a lot more than the protagonist. And usually in series, the protagonist is typically one of my least favorite characters because plot armor and the typical development that a protagonist just has to go through, and it gets boring and tedious. So usually I would say that the protagonist is it's up there with my least favorite characters of pretty much any series that I enjoy. I typically don't like protagonists very much. I think they're a bit boring and tedious. But Bomb is really unique, so for him to be 6th on my list, it shows how much I love him as a protagonist. He's just so fun to follow, and he's so awesome. I love his powers and abilities. I love the design. I did think everything about him was a lot cooler when he was Jovial Grace and had the long hair and everything. But I think SIU said he'd bring back the long hair at some point. So looking forward to the day Bomb gets the long hair back. Either way, even with the short hair, Bomb is so freaking cool. Like, even in the Hell Train, he is an amazing character. And we still have a lot to learn about him. He does get a little bit too power-uppy at times, but I think that isn't going to hurt us so much going forward if we don't do it quite as much. I just that's the one complaint that I have about the character. Maybe hold off on the power-ups a bit. Number 5, Smexy Eye Patch Waifu. Like, Hwarryun is just, I don't know, her design is one of the coolest in my opinion. She's probably in my top 5 favorite character designs, like the way they look and everything. I absolutely love the eye patch thing. She's super cute. I like her powers a lot and how she's unique as a guide. I absolutely love the arc with Hworyang, her, and Novik teaming up, so I love her from that as well. I really like the part she plays in the story. She's just really cool. I like the way that she interacts with the other characters. I think that's really awesome. The entire top 10 are all characters that I think I'm going to have trouble like this saying why one is above another or below another, because all of the top 10 are so good. They are all characters that I absolutely love. I also like Hwaryun's sort of cute and mysterious personality. I like everything about the character. Number 4, Eden Dan. Now, Dan is just so cool because he's so funny. He has the best lines in the series, in my opinion, when he's like talking to Rachel, or then later on when he talks to Kun about climbing the tower despite his injuries caused by Rachel. That's so cool. His powers are really unique, and I already said his personality's funny, I think. I really do love his personality and how he interacts with like Kun and Rak and some of the other characters. I wish we got to see more of him in the Hell Train, but I still hold out hope that Novik's team will be back soon. What else was it? Oh, I absolutely love his sort of philosophy and how he overcomes adversity. Like, he's like, these legs are destroyed now, but now I feel like climbing the tower just to show Rachel I still can. And come on, Kun, we have to keep climbing, the two of us, to show Rachel that she can't hold us down. Like, he is just, whenever he speaks and has lines like that, it is just so cool to me. He's absolutely deserving of the number 4 spot. Number 3 for me, Daniel Hatchet. Daniel is one I completely love. I think his powers are really freaking awesome. His design is really cool looking. His past is one of the deepest in Tower of God, and it's so enjoyable. And I love how he started as an antagonist and just built into the character that he's become now. He was a great antagonist as well. Him fighting against Bomb in Revolution Road is one of my favorite fights with Bomb ever. So just again, one of those characters where all around I love everything about the character. And I really hope we see a lot more of the character going forward, even though I do feel he's a bit similar to Beta in some ways, being the antagonist that turned good and had reasons like that and joined up with Bomb. Even though I do draw similarities between him and Beta, I think that he's unique enough and everything about him is cool enough that I really want him to stick around more. Get the pitchforks, everybody. Rak is only at number 2. Rak is one that I've absolutely loved from the very beginning. I think at first I did like Kun a bit more than Rak, but Rak is just so freaking awesome. He's so enjoyable. I really like when he does have deeper epic speeches, but he still ends up making them funny or goofy. I like how he seemed like he was going to be this tough, serious character at first, and then he's still a tough character, but he's really funny and comedic, and he gets along really well with everybody on the team, and I really love his interactions with them. He's just such an enjoyable character. He's one of those that's just entertaining and enjoyable beyond pretty much all the others. So, I do think we need more screen time for him lately. It seems like he hasn't really been getting put in a lot of important roles in a while. So I do think we need more important storylines for Rak. But either way, he is so entertaining, an amazing character, and he deserves at least to be my second favorite. My favorite character in all of Tower of God, Anak Zahard. Anak's backstory is the deepest in Tower of God. It is so amazing. I absolutely got the feels for her backstory. I love her coming around and sort of being forced into becoming friends with everyone, including Andrasi, and especially the development with her and Andrasi and Lopo Biaren at the final examination arc. It's just so good. I love how her character is changed and developed, and I can't say how much I love the character. Her design is so cute. She's so strong and very, very strong, taking out a lot of other really strong characters in fights. Her fight during the Battle X Gamble was awesome. She was really cool in the One Shot One Opportunity arc. Crown Game, of course. Final Examination, of course. She made part 1. In part 1, I did love Lorray, I loved Bomb, Kun, and Rak, and I loved Andrasi too, but Anak made part 1 for me. She was the star of part 1 to me. And then in part 2, her coming back, and she played a really cool role, even though it wasn't a really large role. So I absolutely love the character, and I think we still have a lot of really awesome stuff to see from the character, and I really look forward to that. So that's my top 10 favorites, and I really do hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and like if you want to, like if you liked it. Comment down there, tell me who your favorite characters are. I am really curious to see who everyone else's favorites are. I would say tell me what you thought of my favorites as well. Subscribe for more Tower of God, One Piece, The Walking Dead, and a bunch more, because I will be doing a bunch more content. I'm actually hoping to start that Pokemon Black 2 playthrough. I think I'm hoping to start that later this week. So look forward to that if I actually can get it done. But I think I want to start that, and that won't be on any sort of schedule. That'll just be up whenever I record an episode. So hopefully once or twice a week though, at least. Got distracted there. Follow on Twitter for updates when I post a video or if anything needs to be pushed back. I thank you all once again for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. See you next time, everyone.